Hey everybody, this is the Big JB from Morning Thunder, sponsored in part by Metal Jesus Rocks. That's right, I went to PAX, and I want to tell you about my journey. Alright, so here is my PAX recap. I'm going to give you two videos actually. Today's video I'm going to focus mostly on the stuff that I got access to as a representative from Metal Jesus Rocks, and then tomorrow's video will be a little bit more standard Morning Thunder fare. So I apologize for the delay in getting this video up. I got hit by the con crud, the convention crud, creeping convention crud. That's right, some people call it the nerd flu, even some people call it the PAX pox. I used hand sanitizer liberally and still got nailed. So I apologize for the delay in getting this video up, but let's talk about what I got to see. So first of all, I got to tell you that when I was walking around on Sunday with my daughter, we got to hear a group called Super Soul Bros. They were in a back corner of one of the exhibit halls, and I loved their music. That was really, really cool. Definitely soul style, as you can probably tell from the title. They did all kinds of video game music in this soul style, and even took requests. I asked them for something from Metroid, and they ripped something out that was awesome. I bought both of their CDs, which was, I wanted to support them. So it was really great. So definitely check them out. So my press day started by seeing Versus Evil. They're the makers of the Banner Saga. If you haven't checked it out on Steam, there is a version on Steam and also on iTunes. They have Banner Saga 2 coming out, which is an excellent game. I had a look at it, and it looks like it's just completely in the style of Banner Saga. They've updated a couple things for the game. It looks like it's going to be really cool. In the same spirit of that is one called Skyshine's Bedlam. That's difficult for me to say. Another turn-based game. Great looking art. It's set in a post-apocalyptic world. You can tell that it's definitely influenced by Mad Max and the whole post-apocalyptic thing. I can't wait to see that one, and if I get some beta codes or some Steam codes for that, I will definitely check it out and let you guys know what I think. They're also doing Afro Samurai 2, which they've updated. If you're a fan of the anime show, check out the first title, but then also keep your eyes peeled for Afro Samurai 2. You're going to be able to switch styles in Afro Samurai 2, fighting styles on the fly, as you go through to overcome or to compensate for different scenarios that you encounter as the hero or the protagonist in the story. So that looked like it was really cool. That one is a brutal game in terms of violence, so I definitely would recommend that if you have kids, it's something that you wait to share with them. Next on the list is Guild of Dungeoneering 2. If you haven't checked out Guild of Dungeoneering, it's a game where you kind of sort of play a dungeon master, and you build the dungeon that you want your hero to go through, and you give them incentives to go where you want them to go, like being able to kill bad guys, to get loot and treasure, and you just sort of build this dungeon, and you're trying to get them leveled up so that by the time the boss gets there, they're strong enough to do that. The game looks really fun, definitely a kid-safe kind of game. Great, cute little, cartoony art, as you can see, and I think it's going to be awesome. Again, I'm hoping to get some Steam codes for that. Next on the list, now I didn't get in line for Oculus Rift because the line for that was really long. We're talking like 90 minutes or so for that, and it's probably worth doing, but I just could not bear to stand in line. So I actually made an appointment to see a company called Mindfield Games. They are producing a game called Pollen. And it is an Oculus Rift game, and it's set basically in a space station, and you have to figure out what's happened to your companions in the space station. You wake up and you're by yourself. So your goal is to figure out what happens. The interaction is excellent. The way that you move you can move your head closer to the objects to actually get a better look at them. You can throw objects, put them back. I mean, it was very, very interactive, and the looking around was all done with your head. As you can see, I'm motioning as if you can tell that I'm wearing an Oculus Rift pair of goggles. And it's not done with the controller. You move around, but you don't look with the controller. I really enjoyed the game, although it made me motion sick, and I don't normally get motion sick, so who knows, maybe that's just age. You can check out a video of me and John Riggs looking at it and doing an interview with Juja, who was a contact that we had there. Great personality. We had a really good time talking with her, so check that out in the links below. Next on my list was Harebrained Schemes. You might know them from their Shadowrun games, which came out for the PC on Steam, but then also on the iPad, which is the device on which I played them. I found out that that company was founded by the people who actually made Shadowrun the gaming setting. So that was pretty cool. I had no idea. They've got a new one coming out called Shadowrun Hong Kong, which looks pretty good. They've updated some of the models, some of the storylines. It looks beautiful. I played the PC version that they had at PAX. So that was definitely worth checking out. But the thing that made me the most excited from their booth was a game called Necropolis. It is a procedural dungeon, kind of a Legend of Zelda sort of feel to it that you go through. It's 3D based and it is beautiful to look at and has kind of an exciting storyline. You've got different skins that you can start off with right off the bat. And you go down kind of this pyramid, and the further down you go, the more difficult it gets. And so you can kind of assess whether or not it's worth the risk to jump down to another level to get some better weapons, or if you just kind of want to work your way down. So I definitely recommend checking that out and keeping your eyes peeled for that, because that's going to be a good one. Now, the indie area, the indie floor of PAX was full of great games, full of great companies doing stuff. On one of the main floors, main areas, they had the Indie Mega Booth, which was jam-packed with people, and I was so excited to see so many indie game developers out there. For me, that's what PAX was all about this year, was checking out the indie game developers and seeing what they're doing. I really feel like the indie game developers are able to take more risks than big game companies that are out there. And I love seeing what they're doing, and I really, really suggest that everybody start supporting them, because we're in an environment where anybody can create a game and potentially have it be successful. So I was really thrilled at the indie game turnout. But for me, the indie game by far that won my attention and that I spent the most time at, I didn't even expect to end up there. I made an appointment with their press person and kind of ended up there, not necessarily by accident, just in talking with their press agent. She said, hey, you might want to check this booth out. It seems like it would be up your alley. So I went to look at it, and I am so glad I did. I ended up spending about an hour there. I spent time talking with Yusuf and with Chris. Chris is the music the music guy. He does all the music and sound stuff, and then Yusuf he kind of heads up the company. They have a game called Secret Ponchos, and the game, let me back up a second. The company is called Switchblade Monkeys. The game is Secret Ponchos. And I am wearing a shirt of one of the characters. Phantom Poncho is his name, and the game by far was my favorite, and I would go so far as to say of the indie games that I saw, this would probably get my best in show. It was, the art style in it is great. The modeling is fantastic. It is set in kind of a spaghetti western. It's not even kind of. It is a spaghetti western setting. And all the characters that you can choose from to play all maintain that theme throughout. Like you have a character called the Deserter, who is like a Union soldier. There's a kid named Kid Red, who is sort of like a Billy the Kid, dual pistol wielding guy, packs some dynamite as well. All kinds of different characters, very unique style, and it is a unique game in terms of even what it is. It's hard for me to even adequately describe what it is, because it is not like anything else that I checked out. It's almost like, because it's you can do one-on-one fights, you can do 3v3 in a ranked system. 2v2 is a normal online multiplayer where you pick your character and you go to play. It is a top-down game, and it is unforgiving. You have to be really accurate with your targeting. You have to be really accurate with your clicks. But at the same time, that might sound really difficult. It's really fun, and once you get the hang of it, it is a blast to play. The closest thing I can equate it to is there's a little bit of a Team Fortress 2 feel, because you got the different classes and character types, but it's top down, so it's not a first-person shooter, but it has a little bit of that element to it. And then there's kind of the MOBA feel, because again it is top down, but the objective is not to take down somebody's core or base or anything like that. it's to defeat the other team or to get a certain number of wins. Sometimes you can do sudden death. So there's a lot of elements from both of those games, and it is fantastic. I'm going to be streaming that pretty regularly, or going to try to, with some of the people from Switchblade Monkeys, but also with a couple of my friends that I regularly stream with or play Heroes of the Storm with. So definitely check us out. Follow me on my Steam. Well, my stream handle is going to be at the end of this, my Twitch handle. So definitely stay tuned for that. It is Stream the Big JB, so pretty easy to follow on Twitch. But definitely check us out when we go live with that, because it's going to be awesome. You can get in on it early, in early access, and they're actually going live at the end of this month on September 29th, and they have some new heroes they're introducing. It looks incredible. So definitely check it out. Give those guys some love. I'm going to be tweeting more about them, but for sure, check this game out. Keep an eye on it, because it is going to be a winner. So that's it for me, everybody. That's it for the Big JB. I know that's kind of a long recap, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope there's some good takeaways. Check out some of those titles that I mentioned, especially Secret Ponchos, and watch for tomorrow's video where I just talk about my own kind of personal experiences at PAX. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Don't forget to go over to Metal Jesus Rocks and subscribe to him as well. Follow us on Twitter. I will see everybody next time. Bye-bye.